Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video. I feel like I've been waiting to do this for weeks, but actually it's been like a day. Today I'm going to be testing out the brand new NikkieTutorials X BeautyBay palette. So I got this delivered, what day was it? It came out on Monday, I got it delivered on Wednesday, and now it's Friday. Yeah, now it's Friday. So, no, it's Thursday. I got this yesterday. Jesus. Yeah, I got this yesterday, and when it arrived, like if you follow me on Instagram, like I immediately Instagrammed it on my story, and I was just squealing. Like I was genuinely squealing, and I'm just so excited. So this is how the palette comes in this little box. I also got this pop socket, so you can get either one to match, like, I mean I can't show you right now, but you can get one to match like the bright side of the palette and one to match the dark side of the palette. I hoped to get the dark side one because that fits me a little bit more, I think, but then this kind of like matches kind of my vibe on the channel, so I'm not mad at this one and I'm excited as hell. I believe there were like 100 palettes that were signed by Nikkie herself, but unfortunately I didn't get one of them. Like I held my breath when I opened the palette, and yeah, I mean I didn't expect to get one, but how cool would it have been if I actually got one of the signed palettes. So when you open up the palette, it comes already in like bubble wrap, so the package, I keep trying to say package, the palette is very well like packaged, yeah, covered in bubble wrap, and it's nice and pristine, and this is what the palette looks like on the outside. So like this is the pop socket to match this side, and the black one I believe just had like, there's like a middle finger on it here of like a skull, like skeleton, like doing that. And I believe that's what the other pop socket had, was kind of like the dark side bit. But this palette, honestly, when this was announced, I was like, I'm getting that. And I think I actually signed up for early access for the palette before Nikkie's video came out explaining the palette. If you haven't seen that video, I would suggest to go ahead and like check it out on Nikkie's channel, because I'm not going to be like talking about the shade names or like doing swatches. She kind of does all that in her own video, so I'm not going to sit here and like do that for you when you can go and support Nikkie herself and watch her channel. But then come back to see this video, like go and watch that later. Like watch this first, and if you're intrigued on how the swatches and stuff go for the other shades that I don't use, go and watch her video. But stay here for mine, please. But yeah, so I'm in love with this. The whole point of it is to be like, half of it is the lighter sides, like the lighter shades and the more bright pops of colour, and then this side is more of the like dark shade kind of thing, like the deeper shades. So the light side, so the pink side over here, this is what it looks like. Now I have no idea if my camera is going to show this justice, but it's absolutely stunning. Like you got some really bright shades in there, like basically a neon orange, pink, and like a greeny yellow. Like it looks neon yellow, but neon yellow looks a little bit green, if you know what I mean. I'm obsessed with it. Nikkie said herself that this one here, Plot Twist, that kind of looks different on everyone's skin tone, and I've seen on Instagram some with deeper skin it comes out almost grey, whereas I'm assuming on light skin it'll come out more like what it looks like in the pan. So that's why she called it Plot Twist, as far as I know, is because it looks so different on so many different people. And then this side is all the darker shades, and I'm in love with so many of these colours. Like again, you kind of got like a neon greeny shade, but it's like, I think it matches the whole darker vibe, and I'm obsessed. And then this is the palette in its full glory. So it's absolutely stunning. I love it. I think it's got like all the colours you need apart from a black, but you don't really need a black when you've got like a dark blue and a dark brown. So if you're going to use any other colours, you can always deepen up the outer corner with that as opposed to using black. So I don't really need a black, but I'm absolutely in love with it. I'm sitting here with it right in front of my nose and I can smell it, and it smells like paint, and I actually really like the smell. Is that weird that I like the smell of paint? An interesting thing as well with the mirrors is that this is like a standard mirror, so you can, I'm wondering if I can get this like actually on camera, but on this one you can kind of see like it's a standard mirror, whereas this side is more of a magnified mirror. I don't know how magnified it is. Like I don't know if it's like 2 times or 3 times. I think it's a 3-time mirror, and it's actually like, it's not one of those mirrors that are like wobbly looking. It's not like a funhouse mirror. It's literally like a really good quality mirror, and apparently she really fought to get that mirror in there. So I'm loving it, absolutely loving the look of it. I haven't swatched anything yet, I haven't even touched it yet because I wanted to have like my very first impressions on this video. From the shades, I feel like my favourite colours is going to be Pride, and that one's like a duochrome that's pink, blue and white, so amazing. I love my tutorials, and I don't know, like I love that red, and I think the red is the most important shade to Nikki because it's named after her little brother Mikai. He sadly passed away from cancer a few years ago, but the shade, I think she's done him justice. It was his favourite colour, and I think it's a beautiful red, so I can't wait to use that one. For this video I will be doing 2 different eye looks, so on one eye I'm going to do like a different eye, and on the other I'm going to do another eye, like obviously. I'm going to try and do like a more neutral, like soft glam look on one side, and then a really like bright pop of colour, really like funky, fresh sort of look. I'm hoping what I have in my head looks good, but whether or not I can put it on my eyes is a completely different story. But I wanted to try and use as many shades as possible and show the like is it versatility? It's versatile. Is it versatility? I don't know. I want to show how versatile this palette actually is because there's so many looks you can do in here. You can do everyday looks, you can do really party, like funky looks. I don't know, there's so many different combinations in here that you can do, and I'm just so excited to get in. I keep saying that. I'm not going to say I'm so excited anymore. Just a heads up as well, my hair is greasy as hell. I've filled it with dry shampoo, but I'm bleaching my roots tomorrow, so I don't want to wash it today because that's a bad thing to do when you're going to bleach your hair. So just ignore the state of my hair. Nikki herself did say in her video that these do apply much better when you're using like a wet base, like a concealer base or an eye primer. So I'm going to go with the P. Louise base in the 0.5. Okay, so on this side I'm going to do the more like, almost like a soft glam, but not quite a soft glam because it's a Nikki's palette. It's not going to be soft glam, it's going to be like Nikki's version of soft glam. So this side's going to be very neutral and just like a lot of warm tones. I'm going to be using a lot of, like, mainly the browns in this one, to be honest. My brush is clean, it's just stained like pink and red, and let's not talk about it. The first shade I think I'm going to go in with is Mila, which looks like this really nice warm brown. I'm actually going to zoom you in a little bit to my eyes. So yeah, the shade Mila is like this warm kind of brown shade. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it from there. And I'm just going to stamp this like into my crease and get the general shape of what I'm wanting to do. First impression of that, it's so pigmented. There's zero kickback in the pan so far. Although the like eye looks will be completely different, I do want to keep the same general shape, so I'm just going to wing out both of the eyes. I'm not even blending yet, I'm literally just tapping on and it's already blending itself out. Like, that is amazing. Okay, so already that colour looks the exact same as what it does in the pan, because sometimes that can change. The pigment is there, it's not like patchy, it feels like a really nice texture for eyeshadow, like not powdery, not too creamy, it's just really nice. And yeah, like I said, it's already blending itself out and I'm not even trying to blend it yet. I'm just going to do some slight blending and then I'm going to blend it out with a different shade. Like, that's almost a seamless blend and I've hardly touched it. Using the same brush, I'm going to use the shade Basic Trut, I hope I'm saying that right. And that's just like this really nice like pale shade. Again, you're probably not going to be able to see it from where you are, but it's like a really nice pale tan shade, like almost like a skin colour. And Nikki said that this is really close to her actual skin colour, and I'm just going to blend that out. The thing I love as well about the Basic Trut shade is that it means basic bitch in Dutch. Okay, so that is blended out like an absolute dream. Like, genuinely, it's so pretty. Gonna go in a little bit more of Mila just to like fix the edge of this here because I've kind of mucked it up and applying. But yeah, those two shades together are like a perfect everyday look kind of dream, you know, like that just looks, they go together really nicely. Basic Trut is like a little bit more pink toned, whereas Mila is a bit more like orangey toned. But I mean, you can make it work so well. Like, genuinely, they look beautiful together. I'm going to take a bit more of Mila, just a little bit more over my eyelids. Okay, now I'm going to dip into 5 AM. So far I've only watched one person actually review this palette, and it was Sophie Does Life. And she put this on, I think the first shade she used was this one, and it looked hella pigmented, so I literally just dipped in once and it's it's there. So I'm just being really careful with this because I don't want to ruin it. And I'm just using this to deepen up my outer corner and then like slightly in my crease as well. I regularly go too ham with this whenever I do that, so I'm being extra careful right now. Like I'm tapping in here the lightest that I've ever tapped in an eyeshadow. And again, no kickback anywhere with any of these shadows. Like there's nothing anywhere, no fallout or anything. I mean, look, I hardly needed to blend that. I literally just tapped it and that just added in some really nice definition there. I'm in love. I think this is becoming my new favourite palette. And I mean, it's got a bit of weight to it as well, but it's really small and like thin. So it's going to be so easy to carry around, and the fact that it has 2 mirrors in it, this is going to be like a great all-round palette. I just know, and I will be using the hell out of this. Okay, so in the next thing I'm going to do, like I'm just going to leave this really soft. I'm not going to have like any harsh lines. Everything's going to be really blown out and blended. So I'm going to put a shimmer on here, but I don't know what shimmer to use. The ones I'm thinking is either All In, NikkieTutorials or Underground. So let's swatch these quickly. Okay, so you've got All In, Underground and NikkieTutorials. Oh wow, oh wow. Okay, so here's the shades here. Now I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but if I do this, you might be able to see the shift in colour. But All In, it's got so many different colours to it. Like I can see pink, I can see gold, I can see like green almost. Is it like almost a silver? I'm not sure. Like All In is like a chameleon that changes to everything. Underground is very much like a silver, it's almost like a silvery copper, which is weird because silver and copper are 2 different colours. But that's really nice. And then NikkieTutorials, apparently she based that off of her fiance's eye colour, so it's like a hazel green, which is what my eye colour is as well. But I just don't know what one is going to be best to go with this look. I think Underground would be the best to go with this look, but I really want to use that NikkieTutorials shade, so I think I'm gonna have to go with that, and I'm hoping it doesn't like destroy the look. Underground felt really smooth. All In felt a little bit chunky, and NikkieTutorials, I can't say that, felt a little bit chunky as well. So these obviously have got slightly different textures to them as well, but I'm not really bothered about that. I have a feeling these are going to apply way better with a finger, but I want to try using a brush. I'm going to go in with NikkieTutorials. They're very, very soft. Like that's coming off very easily. Oh my god, that's very soft. That's very crumbly. And picking it up on a brush, it's not really picking up that well. Yeah, that's not picking up very well at all. There was a card somewhere, and I think it's in the living room in the box, but Nikkie does have like a card that comes with this that like says which shade works better with a brush and what works better with a finger. So I'm assuming NikkieTutorials is definitely one of them, but it is so pretty. Oh my god. Use your finger with this. Holy. Have I put too much on? Crap. I promise you, this camera does not do it justice. That is so beautiful. That's like a true foiled eyeshadow. I have got the tiniest little bit of fallout on my face from that, but that's expected because it's a very soft eyeshadow. Just gonna use my brush to try and blend that out a little bit and neaten it up, but honestly, I don't think it's gonna move anywhere. I think once this is on, it's on. Yeah, that bitch ain't moving. That is not moving. Right, let's dip in again. If you have long nails, good luck. Good luck. Okay, that just looks so stunning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a little bit more of the 5 AM shade just to deepen it up, because I think this shadow, it deserves more drama. And I'm also going to use that to like blend in the shimmer with the eyeshadow. I'm in love with that. Honestly, that is so nice. When I put it on initially, it does feel like a little bit heavy on the eye because it's it's a very, very foily like eyeshadow, so it's gonna feel a little bit heavier. But honestly, like, it's worth it. and I've literally got the tiniest bit of fallout on my face out of all the shades I've used so far. I'm going to use the shade 5 AM to go underneath my lash line and really smoke that out. And I'm going to blend that out very lightly with Basic Truth. Am I saying that right? Is it Truth or Trut? I don't know. Cindy, you tell me. Okay, I'm in love. I'm so in love. I'm gonna keep saying that, but I'm in love. And then on the inner corner, I'm gonna use the shade Ivy, which is this really nice, like, bright white. Is that like a duochrome or is that just like a white? That's just like a white. That's fine. I don't know how well it's gonna apply with this brush. This, again, is very soft. So the shimmers are very soft. Like, that's almost bouncy. That's weird. So I don't know how well that's gonna apply. It didn't. I'm gonna change to a different brush. This is just like a really flat brush. I don't really like this for shimmers though, like that is so soft. I'm hoping if I pick up like a big chunk of it, I can blend it out from there. Ooh. I mean, once that's on, that's blinding. That all over your lid would be amazing. Okay, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that as well and put that on my brow bone. I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but a chunk of it is going to like fall in there. So this shade is very much like crumbly and chunky. Okay, so that's that eye done, and I'm so happy with it. I'm so glad I went for the I will say it, NikkieTutorials shade. Like, it's so nice. I think it goes way better with the brown than it does with the orangey shade. So I think if you literally just like blended out the 5 AM shade and just really blew that out, it would look so much better, because this is quite a cool toned kind of greeny hazel colour. So it doesn't really go with the warm toned eyeshadow, but that's my bad. I should have used the shade Underground or All In and it would have looked miles better, but I'm pretty freaking happy with that. I mean, it's certainly not like soft glam as like what I planned it to be. Like, I mean, if you used the Underground shade, I reckon it would have been a lot more soft glam. Or even if you just used the shade Basic Truth, like all over your lid, and then kind of blended out the 5 AM and Mila shade, it would look a lot more like soft and like everyday. Pair that with a bit of liner, some lashes, or even just plain on mascara, and you could really just have an everyday palette with that. Everyday palette, everyday look with the palette. But that is eye number 1. I will do close-ups later on when my eyes are completely finished. I'm going to move on to my other eye now, and I'm planning on doing like a more funky, really colourful look. I'm thinking I'm going to go for like try and go for like a sunset vibe. I'm trying, what I have in my head seems great, but whether or not I can put that onto my face is a completely different story. So I primed my eye again with the P. Louise base, just as usual, and I'm going to go straight in with the shade Mikai. I have never owned a true bright red eyeshadow before, and I'm scared. That was like a tap. Pray for me. And I'm going to put this in my crease area. Again, I'm going to wing it out as well. I'm so glad that I have a true red shade before Halloween, because the amount of times I wanted to do a red look and I couldn't because I didn't have a red eyeshadow. Holy. I'm wondering though, is this going to stain when I take it off? Future me, when I'm editing, will put it like right here if it's stained or not, if I remember. Okay, wow, and I've still got so much product left on my brush as well, but I'm gonna wipe that off. I'm gonna really lightly blend it, literally just the edges a little bit. Again, that just blended out so nicely. Like, I'm not trying to blend it out as much as I did with the brown shade on the other side, but that, like, I hardly had to touch it and it just blurred out. Like, it's amazing. I'm gonna go now with the shade Redemption to try and blend this out, and Redemption is like such a bright orange. I'm taking a little bit, and I'm gonna like stamp this on first off, and then I'm gonna blend it out, stamping it right where the red is slightly blended out. And oh my goodness, again, this is so pigmented. It just blends out without even trying. I'm just trying to like neaten it and it's blending out by itself. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe my brush off on my leg. I wonder if Nikki ever does that. Does she just wipe her brushes off on her legs? I doubt it. And I'm just gonna really blend that out. And I'm gonna build that back up again because I really want it to be like a bright orange. The red loses its intensity a little bit when you're blending stuff like with it and around it and stuff, but that's kind of to be expected because when you can see how much that red there is still intact and then this red is kind of faded out a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and build that back up a little bit. I don't want it to be too much there, otherwise it will like overshadow the orange. I mean, they have blended out really nicely together. I'm not an amazing person at blending like different shades together. Like if it's a brown but it's like different shades of brown, I can do that. But when it's like a red into an orange or like a purple into a pink, I don't know, I struggle to get that blend because I want it to be like an obvious here's purple, here's pink, or here's red and here's orange, but I don't want it to be like looking unblended, so I really struggle and a lot of times I end up over blending. But I think that looks really nice, if I do say so myself. I want to put in a bit more red in here though. Okay, and for this I will be cutting my crease completely. This side I kind of left it a bit more soft, like no harsh lines, but this side I do want to like completely completely cut the crease. So I'm going to take my P. Louise base, that's on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to cut my crease. I mean, I don't know what I expected for that to turn completely pink. I really don't know what else I was thinking would happen, but I didn't expect it to go pink. Now hear me out. The shade I want to put down is BeautyTutorials. I still can't say tutorials. Which is a very shimmery, glittery blue. And I know I've put red and orange down, so what the hell am I thinking about with blue? But I'm thinking like a sunset, so I'm thinking like the sea, and I think the orange and the red and the blue will like clash together really nicely. That's what I'm hoping. Whether it works like that or not is a different story. Now I'm gonna take this brush, which is what I usually use to like cut my crease, because it's already got like concealer on it. It's going to be a little bit tackier. I'm hoping it's going to pick up the shade a bit better, and it's also a lot more like dense than the brush I tried using on the other side with the shimmer. So I'm hoping this works. Okay, BeautyTutorials doesn't feel as soft as the rest of them, but I think that's actually probably a good thing. Oh no, I just dug in there a bit too hard there and it's very soft. Okay, and I'm just gonna... Ooh. I'm getting quite a bit of fallout, but I did dig into that a bit too aggressively, so that's my fault. I mainly just want to get this down so that I can have like a clean edge, and then I think I'll probably just go with my finger. I mean, you know what? Considering the fact that it's such a soft, foily eyeshadow, that applied really nicely with a brush. I do want to use my finger though, out of sheer curiosity, to see how much this is gonna like, I don't know, pop. Like that's it for the swatch, so I don't know how much you're gonna be able to see, but it's just insane. So I do want to put just a little bit from my finger onto my eye. I'm in love with that. I'm so in love with that. And you know what? It applied really nice with the brush, and I feel like as long as you take your time with it, as long as you use a really flat, dense brush that's gonna like hold the product and not soak it in, like not hide it, I think you're gonna get a very, very similar result using that or your finger. So I don't think it's gonna really matter with that one in particular. I'm definitely gonna try that out with the other shimmers that I've used, just to see if that really helps, and I reckon it might. just going to take a bit more of Mikai and just try to blend that in, but I'm aware that red and blue don't really blend together, so I'm just trying to like make it look a little less weird. And then I'm going to really carefully just go above that a little bit because I've lost some of the red. Does this look insane? Is that too much? Like, I don't know, I'm having fun. I don't know about you, but I'm having fun. That blue shade has given me a little bit of fallout underneath, but again, I did press in there a lot harder than what I thought I did, so that might just be why. But other than that, no other shades have given me fallout, and I've used a bright red so far, I've used a dark brown, I've used a few different shades at this point. Like, how many have you used? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've used 7 shades, and so far only this blue and the inner corner highlight bit on this side has given me fallout. So I'm actually amazed at that. But the quality of these is just unreal, and I don't think I was around in Nikkie's community when she had her first ever collaboration with an eyeshadow brand. I don't even know what brand it was. That's how much out of the loop I am. But from what I know is that it didn't go down well. The quality wasn't great. The overall like colours and things like that, it wasn't that great from what I know. Just kind of like what I've gathered over the years of following Nikkie. So when she accepted this deal, I'm pretty sure she said like she had to make sure, like she'd used the BeautyBay eyeshadows before with other collaborations, so she kind of knew that the quality was great. And just the fact that it's Nikkie for one, and she actually took this deal and is promoting this palette as her own with her name on it and things like that, like that to me guaranteed that it was going to be great quality no matter what. The shimmers I wish were like slightly more structured, but they are foil shimmers, and I mean they apply great anyway, it's just how you apply them. But yeah, when I found out that she's doing this palette, I expected nothing but the best because it is Nikkie and she is like the queen of makeup on YouTube. Right, so now I've done this, I'm kind of wondering what do I do on my lower lash line, because I could use the shade Amsterdam, which is a deep blue, or I could carry on with the red and the orange, or I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to do a deep blue or do I want to go for the red still? I think I'm going to go with the Amsterdam, but I'm worried about how it's going to look because I really don't know what to do on my lower lash line right now. So I'm going to go with Amsterdam, which is this deep blue, and pray. I think I had a little bit of red still on my brush when I put that on, so it's kind of gone a little bit purple. I regret doing the blue. Yeah, I think I do regret doing the blue. I wish I went for the red or at least the orange or something. I regret doing the blue with that because it doesn't mesh well over here. Finally, just to blend that out a little bit, I'm going to go with Plot Twist, which is the one that looks different on everyone's skin tone. Like when you pick it up, it almost looks like an icy purple. In the pan, it looks like a pale blue. Like, obviously I'm not going to see what colour it comes out in my tone like this, but I want to use it anyway. And then I'm going to go with the shade Ivy again for my inner corner and brow bone. I'm going to try and use it with this brush instead and just see if that actually makes it work a little bit better. I don't think that brush has made it any better. Yeah, that Ivy shade is a bit of a shame. That's a bit of a letdown because it's, in theory, it's like the perfect inner corner and brow bone highlight, and even maybe on your face it could be like a great highlight, but just the way it performs on the eye and like with brushes and stuff, unless you use your fingers, which is kind of impossible for like inner corner and brow highlights, I feel like you're gonna be kind of missing out a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead off camera and do some liner, put on some lashes and finish up these looks. Okay, I couldn't find any lashes. I have like one pair next to me, but they look absolutely atrocious. They're so big, and just the way that I've trimmed them down, they look absolutely terrible on my eyes. So I'm not wearing them, and then I don't know where my other ones are. They're around somewhere. I don't know, I need to get more because I've clearly just run out and lost them. But this is the finished look for both of the eyes. So I've got one kind of like soft glam sort of eye, and I've got another one that actually, as I was putting on mascara and liner, reminds me a bit of a parrot with the colours on it. So I'm not that mad. I'm aware that my eyeliner is not even because they're not even looks, so doesn't matter. I thought this one deserved more of a thick, dramatic looking wing, and then this one deserved more of a like more everyday looking wing. So that's just why I did that. and that's my story and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, overall I'm so impressed with these shadows, like 100% impressed, and my expectations were completely met. So I mean, Nikki, you're never ever going to be watching this, but if you ever for some reason decide to click on a video from a girl that has 45 subscribers, congratulations, well done, and I sincerely hope as well that this palette has restored your faith in doing collaborations with brands, because I mean, I have your Ofra Glazed Donut highlighter, I'm wearing that right now, and that's amazing quality. I haven't ever tried the liquid lipsticks from Ofra, but I want to. And just, if this eyeshadow palette is proof of anything, it's that if you work with the right people and if you really put your heart and soul into things and really make the most of the opportunity you've been given, you're gonna get a great product out of it. Just trust a bit more. If a brand reaches out to you and says, hey, do you want to do this? Think about it. Like, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but like, if the response that you've got from this palette is worth anything, is that people want products that you make because it's you that's putting it out there. It's going to be amazing quality regardless. So thank you so much, and I really, really hope we see more collaborations in the future. Maybe lashes? Maybe? Since I can't find any lashes right now, I could really use a pair of lashes. But yeah, that is my review. Honestly, like, I don't think I can make it any clearer. I love the shadows, I love the pigmentation, I love how well they blend out. I love the colour story of the palette. I think every single colour has its own meaning, and they can all be used in so many different ways. And I think Nikki said in her video that the shades Plot Twist, that one there, Amsterdam, and BeautyTutorials, they make like a great look all together. You can use Redemption with Mila, you could use so many different shades in here, and I think just the colours and the choices you have, honestly, the amount of looks you can make with this is absolutely endless, and I'm so thankful that I was able to get one of these palettes and try it out, and I think this is my new favourite palette. So this will be staying close with me, no one else is touching this, it is my favourite. Sorry Soph, your palette was my favourite, and I mean, that's still going to be my favourite for like more every day, but this is going to be my favourite for everything else. Sorry. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can say apart from wow. So let's wrap this video up. Comment shout out today goes to Cezalu again. You're a star, like honestly, you've been so supportive. If you carry on, you're going to be the only person I ever shout out because you keep commenting on my videos first. So shout out to you, thank you for being here. If you want to be shouted out on my channel, all you need to do is be the first one to comment on my video. So it could be an old one that you noticed doesn't have any comments on it already, or it can be this one and you're the first one here and you say hi or like the look, or you answer the question I always give at the end of my videos. Which leads me on to today's question is, what colour would you have put on this lower lash line on this side? Would you have gone with red? Do you like my decision for Amsterdam? Would you have put a different colour underneath? I actually realised I was going to put the shade Vla, which was like a neon yellow, on the inner corner, but I'm glad I didn't with this blue. I don't think it would have suited now. So what colour would you have put underneath here? I want to know that so that I can do this again in the future because I love it. But anyway, that is all it for me, guys. If you like this video, go ahead and leave me a like. I really do appreciate every single like that I ever get. So if you do leave me a like, you're a babe. And if you want to stick around and see my journey on YouTube, all you need to do is click the subscribe button below and click the notification bell as well, and that way you can be notified every time I make a video. But until next time, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.